Next to the war in Ukraine, the White House says U.S. supplied cluster bombs are already being used as part of the offensive against Russia and appear to be having an impact. The President Joe Biden announced the supply after Ukraine warned that it was running out of ammunition during its summer counteroffensive on North America. Correspondent Peter Bose has more. Well, this is the first indication that we've had that these cluster bombs provided by the United States for Ukraine have actually been deployed in the battlefield, with John Kirby, the national security spokesman, saying that they were being used appropriately and that he'd heard from the Ukrainians that they were being used quite efficiently. Now, of course, this is surrounded by a huge amount of controversy because these bombs are seen as potentially very dangerous for months, indeed years ahead. If they don't explode, more than 100 countries have banned their use, and this is largely because of what are known as the submunitions or bomblets that they contain inside. If they are not detonated, if they don't explode immediately, they could be extremely dangerous if they, well, for example, come into contact with civilians who could be severely injured, or they indeed could cause death at a future date. So that's why the controversial, criticized by human rights groups, indeed criticized by European partners of the United States in this conflict between Ukraine and Russia. The stated aim of the Ukrainians when they requested these cluster bombs some time ago was as part of the summer offensive to dislodge concentrations of Russian soldiers, and we're hearing from John Kirby that they are in fact being to some extent successful in that goal. Clearly there is a long way to go. It is relatively early days to determine whether they are going to have a major impact on this conflict, but for the time being it seems yes, they are being deployed in the battlefield and used in the way that the U.S. anticipated.